Hi guys, this is Mr. Sasson and I'm here today to do the 7 Deadly Sins chapter 124 review. Now this review came out a bit later this week. I don't know why, I didn't do any investigation, but it usually comes out on Monday and today I got it on Wednesday, so I don't know what that was about, but anyway, let's go into the chapter. And this is quite an interesting chapter because as we're going to see as we go further into the story, this chapter portrays a picture of the past that we didn't know before, and that picture is in regards to Hendrickson and Dreyfus and Zaradas and Meliodas, but Zaradas and Meliodas are mainly just spoken by, they're not really participating in the part of this story. Now, the fact that before I go into the chapter, the fact that the author of this manga leaves out the part where we get to see that Meliodas and Merlin and the others are alive and basically leaves us on a cliffhanger, it's kind of a dick move, but you can understand that from a manga point of view, a storytelling point of view, this is actually a great move because it keeps your audience intrigued by what happened exactly with the 7 Deadly Sins and their fight with Garen. And so we don't get to see if they're alive or not, but when you think about it, Meliodas is the main character of this manga, so he cannot actually be dead. He certainly is alive, and I have spoken this in a previous about this in a previous movie. Now we get into this flashback of the past, and Hendrickson explains to Gilfounder and the others that when they were young they were sent to make a report about a kingdom that actually vanished overnight, and this kingdom they go to investigate the destruction of Dana 4, I think it is. Anyway, they descend into the hole, and one thing that you can notice right from the start is that Dreyfus is the one who is more powerful, more experienced, but he's also the one who is a little bit hot-headed, goes right into the battle, doesn't think about it much, doesn't plan ahead, and so in that regard he's a little bit like Goku or Naruto if you want. He doesn't plan to take a lamp with him in the hole, so when they reach the end of the bottom of the hole, they don't actually have any light and they cannot see each other because the hole is so big the light doesn't protrude inside. And we can see that the one who actually plans up ahead is Hendrickson, and Hendrickson is actually a druid and he can control a little thing or an incantation called an incantation orb, so he makes light with that. But while they were speaking, they hear somebody moaning, and they go into that direction, and what they find in that direction is an actual demon. But before I get into the demon story, I wanted to talk about a little bit about Hendrickson, because apparently Hendrickson was a druid, and as a little kid he was put on guard over the dead bodies of his village. The villagers that the druids that died of old age or of injuries or of disease, they were buried, and Hendrickson had to guard their bodies until they rotted away. So that usually takes a long time. Hendrickson as a druid is much older. I can assume he's much older than Dreyfus is, because it takes a couple of years for a body to rot entirely to the bone. That, at least that's what I know. And Hendrickson was still a kid back then. Anyway, this is what awoken his corrosive ability, so he would melt bodies down much quicker. But because of that, he was branded as a freak in his village, and he was cast out. And that's when he became a holy knight. So that's an interesting story about Hendrickson that he didn't have to share with us, share with Gilfounder and Guillermo and Hauser, but he did share it, and maybe it will have some impact later, I don't know. But basically they go on and find this demon, and this demon wants to take over the body of Dreyfus. And Dreyfus, you can see the demon right here, and Dreyfus is actually too strong for the demon to take over. His will is far too strong. The demon cannot even tempt him to leave him inside. So what the demon does is instead, you can see here that the demon isn't able to take this. So what the demon does is instead take Hendrickson's body, and then when he's in Hendrickson's body, he tempts Dreyfus to give him his own body for the life of Hendrickson. And Dreyfus does something pretty stupid here. Because he's a hothead, as I stated before, he does something pretty stupid. He actually gives his body up to the demon, when actually he could overpower Hendrickson because he was more powerful than Hendrickson and the demon was hurt. So I don't think he had a lot of power left to fight Hendrickson, to fight Dreyfus, and he couldn't even take Dreyfus by force. So Dreyfus, in my opinion, could have fight Hendrickson, knock him out, and then take him to the Zaradas, and Zaradas could have purged the demon out, end of story. But he did not. He actually gave up his own body for the sake of Hendrickson, and that was a stupid move. That was a first impulse move. When you get a first impulse, you tend to do things in a certain way, but when you think about it, if you take a step back and think about it, you're gonna say, I was going to do something stupid. And Dreyfus didn't take that step back. He didn't analyze anything. He was a hothead. He left the demon inside, and as a result, now the demon is in Dreyfus' body, and Hendrickson has no memories of it. So what they're going to report to the city is that there was nothing here to be found. Now we go back into the present, and we actually learn that once Dreyfus, the demon, came back, he orchestrated the entire thing. He orchestrated the event against the 7 deadly sins because he wanted the 7 deadly sins to be discredited, and he wanted Meliodas on the run, because Meliodas was actually the one who defeated him, and the demon was the one who killed Meliodas' lover. And the name of the demon is Faudin. Yeah, so Faudin was the name of the demon that was defeated by Meliodas. That's basically the chapter. What I wanted to say is this creates a whole new light about Dreyfus, about Hendrickson, and about Meliodas, and about the story that Meliodas destroyed a kingdom single-handedly, and it's very good for the overall story to get an insight into the past. We need to find out who this Faudin demon is and why he fought Meliodas back in the past, why he killed his beloved. But that being said, that is the chapter. So rate, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about it, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice day.
Any rational society would either kill me or put me to some use.